Let me say it again so it sinks in real good. And we did put a report together up on prisonplanet.com indexing a lot of these different news stories together so you can wake up your friends and family. Scientific Atlantic digital cable boxes, most of them have microphones. TiVo tracks everything you watch and do and uploads the data. When you call and order pizzas from the big three pizza chains, it is instantly your location, your name is instantly uploaded through a private company to the federal government, and instead of getting a pizza, you get a SWAT team if you're wanted. Again, we're all being treated as criminals, no Fourth Amendment, no Fifth Amendment, total control. Total control. Cameras going in everywhere, microphones going in everywhere. The microphones in your computers, built into them. The government can dial in and have NSA computers or that type of software that private industry has, i.e. Google, and record all of the voice, all of the conversations. It is transcribed instantly. Your entire conversations you'll ever have in your home are then recorded. The old days of the government needing to dial into your phone, and then you ever pick up your phone and it's not connected? There's not a dial tone? Sometimes that's a malfunction, but more often than not, that's an NSA tap. And, folks, you can be the biggest New World Order servant. You can just be an auto mechanic. It randomly is done to everyone. The NSA dials in on phones and just listens for a few hours and records that into data banks. And as their storage systems get bigger and bigger, they're doing it to everybody. And a lot of evidence shows those phones are going to be recording everyone all the time. That's the power of computers, with their computing power and their memory power doubling every year exponentially. Do you understand? Face scanning cameras, scan your faces, put it through the software. Almost all these digital cameras put up by the feds with these grants are then wired back into the federal government. I remember about 5 years ago, right before 9/11, my dad called me one morning at about 7 and said, turn on C-SPAN, I'm having breakfast. And they had the one of the head scientists at the Federal Department of Transportation on, and they were bragging, showing different cities, and they just shown Austin punching up the traffic cameras and the neighborhood cameras. The feds pay for it because the military designed it and has bragged in major newspapers that it is considered a occupational control grid. We are literally under NORTHCOM control. This is being put into place so these bastards can literally rape our society. The cage is all around us, and it makes me angry. And then we read Statesman articles about, oh, this is Mr. Such and Such. He only watches your cars. He doesn't watch you. Oh, we only listen to phone calls from Bin Laden to America. Isn't that reasonable? Aren't you for it? This is sick. This is sick. Again. Many of us read 1984. It's been out since 1949. It's one of the all-time best-selling books. Have you read it? You sit there. I remember reading that in high school and again in college and again a few years ago. I've read it 3 times. I remember sitting there in my bed late at night reading it the last time and thinking how scary it was. Cameras in the bathrooms. Now hundreds of school districts have cameras in the stalls. And it's hooked into the police department. That was in the Sacramento Bee. That's right. Cameras in the bathrooms hooked into the police department in Sacramento. It's going on everywhere. And see, there's still normalcy. Remember a few years ago in Tennessee, the visiting girls basketball team, 8th graders, go into the showers, and a girl sees a camera in the shower, and she ran out screaming, and that's a normal response. And the principal and the school police came and said, hey, what's the big, this from the news, said, hey, what's the big deal? Of course we have cameras in there for your safety in the showers. And the big communals, and the parents all freaked out, but see, they weren't brainwashed. At this other school, the parents knew and were actually arguing for it. Going, what's wrong with you? You're weirdos. You don't want cameras in the showers. See, they're scum. There's these weak-minded people everywhere. And then, of course, the principal got in trouble because it turned out that it was being sent all over the country over secure Internet connections from Tennessee to North Carolina to Texas to Ohio. Oh, yes. And then it comes out that the principals then even put in their own little private cameras in there, and they're accessing them from home. You see, you read 1984 where they're in the park whispering, and it turns out there was a microphone in the park picking them all up. And then I read articles how they're putting microphones up all over the parks in the U.S. But forget all of that. I'm sure you'll accept it and allow that. Oh, it's for your safety. But now Google's going to record you inside your home, off the microphone on your computer and the video cam. They're saying that as well. And they say, don't worry, we just turn it all into zeros and ones and put it in your file so we can advertise to you. It's no problem having us listen. Think about it. Cameras and microphones in your home.